7 broadcast booth. And JB, Hounds are 1-1, fresh off a big win over 6A Dixie Heights here at home, and trying to take care of business against the Eagles of Leslie County.
Exactly right, Ronnie. Just want to say again, a hello again high atop the T107 Red Hound radio booth, coming off a big win, like you said, last week against 6A Dixie Heights. And, the Hounds moved to 1-1, just look to build off that record and, facing a Leslie County Eagle team that looks good tonight. And, the Hounds just want to build on that, just want to keep working hard, building towards those playoffs, and just looking to see how the Hounds come out right now tonight and get ready to go for this football game.
Very weird football season on the horizon. As true to form, 2020 been a strange year in and of itself.
Exactly.
But, in news today, Whitley County crossed the threshold into red territory. Have a certain amount of days to get that down, or football will not be played. So we'll talk about the emphasis Coach Greer has put on that. But tonight, very important game because we don't know when we'll be teeing it up again.
That's right.
Depending on health department numbers. Red Hound football could be shut down for 1 week, 2 weeks, could be the rest of the season. We really don't know. Those are figures outside of our control, outside of the football team's control.
Yes.
But we'll talk about the stat leaders, matchups, starting lineups, and much, much more. Bands on the field. We're about to kick this one off in 8 minutes. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
It's an advantage for us working with people who live right here with us, going against companies that aren't from around here, big companies, nationwide companies. That's the people that we fight against every day for our neighbors. Our law firm has been in this area for over 30 years. Nowhere else I'd rather be than right here working for people that are my neighbors, your neighbors. That's what community is for me.
Let me tell you a thing or two about the people who don't compromise. They love Pepsi Zero Sugar. Why? Because it's got all the flavor and zero the sugar. They're the sort of person that likes surf with their turf. And the drink with their feast? Yeah, they have a Pepsi Zero Sugar. They also love a good golden doodle. All the golden retriever goodness with just a hint of doodle. Zero sugar, done right. That's what I like.
Hi, I'm Dr. Catherine Whitaker with Corbin Family Dental Care. If you have prolonged your visit to the dentist, your first time back after 1, 2, or even 10 years can be scary. Sedation dentistry is a way to combat anxiety while helping you relax. For more information, call me, Dr. Catherine Whitaker, at 523-1415. That's 523-1415. Corbin Family Dental Care on Main Street. Relax with sedation dentistry.
For more information, visit CorbinFamilyDentalCare.com.
Corbin High School JROTC program. We ask that you please remain standing until the colors have left the field. Tonight's invocation will be given by Isaac Gavay, a senior at Corbin High School, and tonight's national anthem will be played by the Red Hound Marching Band under the direction of Jimmy Corn.
Let us pray. Dear God, thank you for this great weather we're having for a football game tonight, Lord. I just pray for safety for both teams. Lord, and I pray that if there's anyone here that doesn't know you, Lord, that they'll make the best decision and take that next step. In your name we pray, amen.
Welcome back to Campbell Field. Hounds at home playing host to the Eagles of Leslie County. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett high atop the T107 broadcast booth here right at Campbell Field. JB, the Hounds 1-1 on the season, fresh off a big victory over Dixie Heights and looking to improve on that record, jump into 2-1 looking forward on the week. And tonight they face a very tough Leslie County squad, put up some big numbers on the ground in their opening loss to Clay County.
Yeah, exactly, Ronnie. Leslie County Eagles last week, looking at the stats, you saw the running back there, Trent Asher. He had 18 carries for 194 yards and 3 touchdowns. So, if you're the Hounds defense, obviously you want to stop the run tonight. I think the quarterback was 4 for 6 passing, so only six tosses down the field. So, the Hounds need to stop the run. That's number one tonight for the key to victory, that's for sure.
And we're 2 minutes, 50 seconds till we kick this one off. We have kind of an expedited pregame show tonight. A lot of fans know what this football team is about already, know about what to expect. And if you listen to the pregame show with Coach Greer, you talk about this team wants to be balanced.
That's
right. They want
right.
to be able to run the ball. They want to be able to throw the ball when they want to throw the ball. And they want to play good, sound, fundamental defense and make tackles. You do those things tonight, the Hounds should ensure a good victory here at home.
I think so, and this is an opportunity tonight to me, Ronnie, where you can, we saw teams double-team Travion, double-team Dakota Patterson in the first 2 games, and this is a game tonight where the Hounds can work on some things, work to get Travion some one-on-ones, work to get Dakota Patterson some one-on-ones, and then again, see if you can find those guys that are going to fill in those spots, get down the field. You got Dylan Massengill. We saw Seth Mills come out of the box there and play great and win the MVP of the Pigskin Classic. So just going to be an opportunity tonight for the Hounds offense to kind of look down the field, see what they can do, and kind of create some one-on-ones for their big-time players.
Looking at balance on the season, the Hounds starting to get a little more productive offensively. Definitely had a better week last week than the first week and looking to improve on that. But balance has been the name of the game, and they've been successful doing that.
Exactly.
41 pass attempts, 49 rush attempts, 211 yards through the air, 245 on the ground. The one consistent theme, Cameron Combs, who is the leading rusher right now, but only had 4 attempts a week ago. And that's something this coaching staff wanted to quit letting him take shots as a running back. Needed to find an identity on the ground. I think they found that answer in Seth Mills. He had only had 6 carries a week ago, but did a lot with it. 63 yards on the ground, had 2 scores on the ground as well. Travion Longmire also more productive on the ground, but also showed his dual receiving danger. 8 receptions for 89 yards a week ago. One of those was 74 yards to the house to seal the game against Dixie Heights. So a lot of players starting to step up and show that they can take pressure off Dakota Patterson, maybe get him the one-on-one look that he's looking for.
Yeah, I think so. And, we saw Travion kind of put the nail in the coffin, if you will, last week with a big touchdown catch. And then you mentioned Seth Mills, running the football well. He was a wide receiver the week before, and then he steps in at the running back position, and the Hounds start to pound the ball. They started last week to get in the old school I formation and just run downhill, and Seth Mills did a great job of that. So a really good job by Coach Greer and the coaching staff, the offensive coaching staff, to find Seth Mills, use his good abilities, and he had like we said earlier, the player of the game. So Seth Mills and the Hounds are really doing a really good job of using the talent they have to make the Hounds offense thrive. That's for sure.
Football's a changing game, and when you say the word old school I formation,
That's
it almost
right.
made me cringe.
That's right.
But lots of teams like to spread the football. Leslie County, not so much that kind of team. They like to run the ball. They've only played 1 game so far, and a lot of teams have been kind of hemmed up by COVID restrictions.
That's right.
But their only game, they were very successful on the ground, had 43 carries, 321 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns. Fell up short against a good Clay County squad, but this is a team that really wants to get in the win column. They're on the road. They're playing a big-time opponent like Corbin. So
Yes.
you're going to face a hungry ball team tonight.
Yes, you are. The Eagles from Leslie County are going to be ready to go. They're going to have their chin straps buckled and ready to hit somebody. And you're right, Ronnie, the running back there, like we said earlier, Trent Asher, 194 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns. So the Hounds are going to look to, we saw the Hounds against Dixie Heights, and then against Beechwood, we played that 4-man front with that 1 Mike backer, a couple rovers. But I look for the Hounds tonight, have to stop the run. They may walk some people up in there on the defense to get that run stopped.
That's obviously a big key to the game. What are the other remaining keys of the game for the Red Hounds to move on to 2 wins on the season?
Well, the other keys of the game, JB, keys of the game, offensively, the Hounds found the running game last week. So look for the Hounds to just keep the pedal down, keep with the running game. Again, number 2, offensively, create ways, like we said, to get one-on-ones with Dakota Patterson and Travion Longmire. And then number 4, you don't want to have a letdown. After 2 big football games right here at Campbell Field, so you want to play a clean game. Keep building this Hounds team and get ready for that playoff football run.
There you have it, keys to the game. Teams are on the field to start action. Leslie County won the toss. They elected to receive, so Corbin will kick off. A fresh face, Jacob Baker, back in action for the Hounds tonight. Services of place kicker, punter, and will be probably getting the start at free safety tonight as well. He's got the ball teed up. He's set to kick off. Ostrander, Asher back deep to receive for the Eagles. Puts the toe to it, does slip and fall. It's a wobbly kick, but it is fielded at the 15-yard line up to the 20. Slips a tackle at the 25, up to the 30. Well, he'll be wrestled out of bounds right around the Leslie County 33-yard line. So good containment there from the Eagles' #1 offensive man.
Yeah, got initial pressure right there for number 29, Dawson Four, and then his brother there, Donovan Four, comes up and gets the Leslie County Eagle out of bounds. So good job by the Hounds. Special teams right here. And again, we just look to see what Coach Greer is going to kind of make an adjustment there. We saw that 4-man front with the mic, like we said earlier. So we look for the adjustment right here by the Hounds defense.
Dawson Four, fresh off a 15-tackle performance from a week ago. It's not often you can make 15 tackles and
That's
not get
right.
player of the game.
Yeah, exactly. Just finds the football in there. Great job by Dawson Four.
Brody Wells in the lineup for the first time this year. He's in at the rover spot as well. Eagles in the full house pistol formation. Straight ahead handoff up the gut. Gets a little running room there. Pushes up to the Leslie County 39-yard line. Going to be a gain of about 5 on the first down carry.
Yeah, I think so. Carter Sevier coming in there to make the hit. And we saw right there, Ronnie, number 26, Trent Asher for the Eagles, hitting it up in there, picking up 5 right out of the gate right here on first down, and gets the Eagles to 2nd and 5. So, again, like we said, Hounds defense going to find a way right here to stop the run.
Same formation, full house backfield, but it is a pistol look for the Eagles. Handoff underneath up the middle. Not a lot of running room there. He's going to be dropped down at the 40-yard line. Might have picked up half a yard on the carry. Going to bring up 3rd and about 4.
Good job in there, Tucker Burns. I think Braden Reynolds in there making a big play. But Tucker Burns has played big so far in the first 2 games, kind of anchoring that middle of that defense. And then you got Josh Oliver playing sideline to sideline. Braden Reynolds playing sideline to sideline. So really good job right there by the Hounds front 4.
3rd down, 4 to go. Eagles only 7 pass attempts on the season. See what they'll do here in the pistol. It'll be a handoff across the right side. He's going to be tagged down right around the 41, 42-yard line. That's going to be well short of the down and distance needed to move the sticks. Brings up 4th and about 2.
Yeah, and you just mentioned Dawson Four earlier, and right there he is cleaning up the play, creating the 4th down for the Hounds defense. Right there I also saw Ronnie bringing up Austin Lewis, number 43 for the Hounds, inside backer, coming up on a run blitz, doing a good job right there to get instant pressure into the backfield.
Dawson Four had a big season so far. He's got 27 tackles after 2 games. Eagles going for it on 4th down. Full house backfield. Straight ahead.
There we go.
Be hit in the backfield.
Wow.
And struck down for a loss. Will not convert on that one. Hounds will take over in Eagle territory.
Wow, good job right there. Big number 75 again leading the way. We saw 2 or 3 Hounds close in on him, but big number 75, Tucker Burns right there, right in the heart of the Hounds defensive line, making the big hit to get this turnover on downs for the Hounds offense.
Cameron Combs and company going to take over in Eagle territory on the left hash here. 40-yard line of Leslie County. Troy Faulkner, Hunter Heath, Ethan Goforth, Logan Smith, and Josh Jackson getting the start up front for Corbin. Combs going to operate out of the shotgun. Blake Powers is his running back. Twin wide receivers split out each side. He brings the receiver in motion, and he'll fake the handoff. He's rolling to the right, looking for a receiver. Fires right sideline. It's picked off at the 30-yard line. Up to the 40. Tripped up finally into Red Hound territory. Right around the Corbin 48-yard line. Trent Asher, leading rusher for this Leslie County unit, making a big play on the sideline in the interception.
Yeah, he's been doing it for the Eagles on offense, and right there you see him respond and do it for the Eagles on defense. And, Cam Combs got out in space, sprinted out to the right side, had Dakota Patterson, like we mentioned earlier in the pregame show, one-on-one, but chose to go check down to the underneath receiver. And unfortunately, Trent Asher right there for the pick.
Second possession for Leslie County. This time they're starting in Corbin territory. Full house backfield, pistol formation. Fakes the handoff. It's play action pass. Launches down the right sideline. Got a man open. In and out of his hands. Incomplete. Longmire there in coverage for Corbin. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Really good job right there by Travion to kind of close in right there. I think he had the receiver from Leslie County had a couple steps on him, but there we saw Travion's speed at the play in the corner spot there, just getting down the field in a hurry, closing in, knocking the ball away, and doing a great job on coverage right there by Travion Longmire.
Longmire will check out. Baker going to sub in at corner. Has been playing free safety in the preseason. Looks like he'll drop down to that corner position here on 2nd and 10. Full house backfield, pistol formation for the Eagles. Straight ahead handoff. He cuts it out to the right. Not a lot of running room there as a flag comes in behind the play. Originally picks up 3 yards, but we'll see the call on the field. Usually that's indicative of holding. Preliminary indication is that it is so.
Yeah, I think so. Holding call coming right up here for Leslie County Eagles. Bryson Batt, Carter Sevier coming up and make the hit, but definitely the Eagles going to be moving backwards right here on that hold.
With a team that likes to run the football like Leslie County, long yardage situations very advantageous for your defense.
Yes, it is, and that's exactly right, Ron. If you're the Hounds, you want to create 3rd and longs. You want to get them behind the chains. You want to keep the Eagles, push back like we see right now here in 2nd and long, and then that just gives your front four. They earn the right to rush the passer, and then when you get the Eagles in a passing situation, that's exactly where the Hounds defense want the Eagles offense to be.
Talking to this coaching staff, Coach Greer made it a point this week, trying to limit 3rd down efficiency to 30% or less. That's a lofty goal, but he said
yes,
it
it
is
is.
doable. Full house backfield set, fakes the handoff, sets the throw, fires out in the flat. No one there. Bryson Batt in coverage for the Red Hounds, but that's incomplete.
And right there we see Carter Sevier. We like to say instant pressure. He got instant pressure on the quarterback right there and forced a really quick throw, which increased, it got that coverage right there better for Bryson Batt, the cornerback for the Hounds. So good job by Carter Sevier getting instant pressure on the quarterback for the front four for the Hounds.
3rd and long, 21 yards. Needed to move the sticks here for Leslie County. They've been pushed back to their own 40-yard line by penalties. They'll operate out of the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Sprint out to the right, looking down the field. Fires. It's in and out of his hands and dropped. Trying to hook up with his wide receiver, Anthony Boggs, but couldn't haul it in. That's going to bring up 4th down and 21. Eagles probably going to punt it here.
Think so, yeah. Eagles going to have to punt right there. Dawson Four in the vicinity, but again, the Eagle quarterback sprinting out to the right and then just, really threw a good ball right there, but unfortunately the receiver just kind of mishandled it and brings up this 4th down. So, the Hounds defense doing a really good job after that turnover to kind of get off the field right here.
4th down, punting unit on the field. I believe that's Mills back to receive for the Hound, standing on his own 30. Long snap, hauled in and caught. It's a high end-over-end kick, going to be short, but it's going to take a roll. That could have been a live ball. Looks like it might have hit a Red Hound defender, but the Red referee's going to call it dead, and Corbin will take over. 1st and 10 on their own 34-yard line.
Yeah, right there, just kind of like you said, hit and died right there, right about the 34, and a good break for the Hounds. It looked like, it didn't bounce the wrong way or bounce the right way, but Hounds take over right here offensively, right here on the 34-yard line.
They're fortunate that wasn't a live ball.
Yes, very fortunate.
Combs will start out in the shotgun. Twin wide receivers each side. Powers is his running back in the backfield. Takes the snap, rocket screen, hauled in by Patterson behind the line of scrimmage, makes a move up to the 35, tunnels ahead to the 40, all the way up to about the 42-yard line of Corbin. That's going to be a nice little gain there on 1st down. about 6 or 7 yards on the reception.
Yeah, I think so. Right out of the gates, it looked like they had Dakota Patterson hemmed in for the Hounds, but able to make a couple moves in there. Good throw by Cam Combs, gets it out in a hurry on the rocket screen, and then Dakota turns it up and gets good yardage. So really good positive play right there for the Hounds offense.
Brings up 2nd and 4. Patterson isolated backside. Hounds operate in the single back formation, trips to his right. Hands off on the trap underneath. He's got some run him at the 45 up to the 48-yard line. Going to be enough for a first down on the carry. Blake Powers rumbling ahead.
Yeah, Blake Powers right there hitting it in the tackles, getting behind the big Hounds offensive line, picking up that first down. And again, when the Hounds can get the offense in 2nd and short, like we talked about earlier, Ronnie, it creates those one-on-ones with Dakota Patterson. They've got to the Eagles got to get in there and try to stop the run. So again, seeing more one-on-ones with Dakota Patterson.
1st and 10. Combs got 3 wide receivers. Going to hand off underneath to Mills. He's across the 50. Still dragging Eagles with him down to the 47-yard line there in Leslie County territory on a gain of about 4 or 5 on the carry.
Good run right there by Seth Mills. He's not a power back by no means, and then when you look at his speed, he's got good speed, but not maybe the best speed on the field. But I tell you, it just finds a way, really smart back, really knows where to cut, knows how to be patient with the run. And right there, Seth Mills with a really, really good run right there off tackle for the Hounds offense.
Mills off on a 3-touchdown performance from a week ago as Combs tucks up under center in the I formation. Mills and Powers behind him in the I. Fakes the handoff, sits in the pocket. Good protection, bombs it deep, trying to hook up with Longmire. It's going to be picked off inside the 10-yard line. One of the things this coaching staff talked about they were happy with was the lack of turnovers this group has had. But the second possession, second interception on the football game.
Yeah, both possessions ending in turnover and both possessions ending in a turnover by Trent Asher. And, the Eagles linebacker there, playing really deep and kind of doubling up on Travion Longmire. He had one-on-one, and then Trent Asher saw that, went back in deep coverage and able to make a pick. So really good job right there by the Eagles defense. And, the Hounds do have them pinned back right here. So hopefully, if you're the Hounds D, you can pin them back, flip the field, and get the offense going again.
1st and 10 from the Leslie County 9. Pistol formation, full house backfield. ISO handoff up the gut. Just not a lot of running room there. He might have fought forward for a gain of about 2 or 3. That's Asher. He's going to get a lot of the carries tonight for the Eagles.
Yeah, exactly. Like we said earlier, last week had almost 20 carries right there. Dawson Ford again, the tackling machine, the Mike Backer for the Hounds defense coming up making the hit. But you're right, Ronnie, not much room up in there. You want to hit between the Hounds defensive line. Not a lot of room up in there in between the tackles.
6:35 remaining in the first quarter. Neither team has found the end zone. Leslie County has it 2nd and 6 from their own 13-yard line. They've been in this full house pistol set all game. Takes the snap, handoff underneath on the read option look. Nothing there on the left boundary. Might have picked up a yard. Might have lost a yard depending on the spot here.
Yeah, looks like it may be even moving back a little bit right there. Austin Lewis, coming up, making a big hit, creating this 3rd down, and inside the shadow of your own end zone if you're the Leslie County Eagles. So Hounds again defensively doing a great job up front to shut down the run of Leslie County.
That loss of yardage will bring up 3rd and 5. Eagles have operated out of the pistol. They'll stay there on 3rd down. Takes the snap. Fires out to Asher in the flat. He's going to be chased down from behind. Carter Sevier is everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Great job by Carter Sevier. Defensive end, we talked about earlier, he got instant pressure to the quarterback, and right there, seeing the little swing route and getting out in that as well. So Carter Sevier right there playing sideline to sideline for the Hounds defense, doing a great job up front for this defensive line.
I don't even know if the swing route is Sevier's priority or
exactly. That's exactly a good point right there. Probably not in his coverage, but just seeing it and reacting quick and making the play. So good job right there up front by Carter Sevier.
Begley on to kick it for the Eagles. Mills back deep. Low snap, gets it off. It's going to be shanked. Rocketing over to the away sideline. We'll look for the spot there. Going to be deep inside the 30. The Hounds going to get good field position. Again, would like to see a Red Hound score. Definitely no turnovers on this possession.
Exactly. We've seen two turnovers by the Hounds offense so far. And like we said in the broadcast earlier, Ryan, I think the Hounds, exploring a little bit, seeing what the offense can create, seeing what Coach Elam, the offensive coordinator for the Hounds, can do. And right now, I think, you just come out, you settle in, you put 6 on the board right here.
Coach Greer did discuss he wanted to give a lot of looks this week, wanted to give a lot of things for people to study on different ways his team can attack with the football. We'll see how they do it here on first down at the Leslie County 23. Combs in the gun, 4 wide. Quarterback power play up the gut. Got
there we
some
go.
Running room. He's going to be wrestled down at the Leslie County 16-yard line. Gain of 7 on the quarterback ISO.
Good job right there, Cam Combs hitting it off the right side. And like you mentioned right there, Ronnie, this is a good football game for the Hounds to kind of put a lot of plays on tape, put a lot of film out there, give a lot of defensive coordinators nightmare for the Hounds offense. And so you're right, the Coach Greer just kind of wanting to get some different looks out there on film.
2nd and 3, 4 wide receivers on the field for Combs, 2 each way. Handoff, fakes the handoff, going to keep it on the read option. Not a lot of running room there on the decision to keep it. He's going to be knocked down right at the line of scrimmage, no gain on the carry.
Door closed real quick right there and brings up a 3rd and about 4 or 5. So Hounds looking to convert this 3rd down. We've seen the Hounds offense turn the ball over 2 times already, and not something that the Hounds do a lot. So right here, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. If you're the Hounds offense, you definitely want to cash in. And I'm sure, like we always talk about, probably 2 down territory or 4 down territory right here for the Hounds offense.
Bunch set for the Hounds. Combs going to look at to keep it himself across the right side. Picks up a good block inside the 10 to the 5. Heading for the pylon. Official signal.
There we go.
Touchdown. Cameron Combs keeping it himself from 16 yards out. Hounds are on the board.
Really good job right there. Blocking the edge right there. Dylan Massengill getting out in space, cleaning it up, and then Cam Combs got a nose for the end zone, just headed for the pylon right there in the corner of the end zone, sticks it in, and like we said a minute ago, you don't want to mess around right here. You've turned the ball over twice. If you're the Hounds offense, you want to get it in the end zone, and the Hounds respond, do just that to take the lead right here in this first quarter.
Simon on to add the extra point. Combs will hold. Snap is down. Kick is up. Looks like it's wide left. And it's good.
Wow.
Actually snuck inside the bottom left corner of the upright. So 3:28 remaining in the first quarter. Corbin on top 7-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
That garlic butter is something else. It's like the garlic butter showed up to the party first. And then he called the bacon and was like, dude, you got to get down here. And then the bacon showed up, and now everybody's having a good time.
Junior garlic butter bacon burger. I'm tasting vanilla ice cream, Oreo cookie, the mini M&Ms, and the Snickers bar pieces.
And I take a bite, it's like, there it is. Oreo piece showed up to party and brought its friends.
The trick-or-treat blast. Party in my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Leaves are beginning to fall, days are getting shorter, and that can mean only 2 things. It's football time in the Bluegrass and the magical season of fall. Kentucky Outdoorsman is your southeastern Kentucky hunting and fishing headquarters, here to help you get equipped with everything you need to make your next hunting or fishing trip a success. It's national buying power with the same family-owned small-town customer service to which you've become accustomed. When preparing for your next outdoor adventure, head to Kentucky Outdoorsman and join the family, located on U.S. Highway 25 next to Tri-County Cycle.
3:28 remaining in the first quarter. Corbin strikes first. Cameron Combs takes it in from 16 yards out to get the Hounds on the board. Teams are on the field looking to kick the ball away. Baker, the place kicker. He'll approach, put the toe to it. It's a driving end-over-end kick. Going to be fielded inside the Leslie County 10-yard line. He's up to the 15, up to the 20. Going to be hit at the 25 and stagger forward up to his own 29-yard line. Good kick and good return has Leslie County taken over right around their own 30.
Yeah, I think so. Good to see Baker back this week, kicking the football. Does a great job right there. Again, Donovan Four hustling down to make a hit in space on special teams. So, again, Hounds got the Eagles pinned back just a little bit, and going to be interesting to see right here. Hounds, we saw him bring Austin Lewis on a run blitz, and we saw some walking up of the Rovers, walking up of the backers. Going to be interesting to see right here how the Hounds attack this Leslie County offense.
1st and 10, Leslie County operating out of the pistol formation. Fullback handoff underneath. No gain. Interior Red Hound defensive front continuing to hold strong on the interior run.
Yeah, doing a really good job on the run up front. Again, Josh Oliver right there. You know, we've talked about Josh Oliver playing the last 2 games as well. And, you know, that whole front 4, Tucker Burns, Josh Oliver, Carter Sevier, Braden Reynolds doing a really good job up front, just kind of controlling the offensive line. So good job by the Hounds front 4 up front.
Brings up 2nd and 9. Leslie County in the pistol. Been there all game. Power handoff across the left side. He's going to be hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss. Backside defensive end, Carter Sevier making the play across the formation.
And again, so far in this, this game tonight, my favorite word, instant pressure. And right there, Carter Sevier, almost before the running back for the Eagles had the football, makes the hit in the backfield. So, again, great job right there by Carter Sevier, reading the run, knifing through, making a big hit in the backfield for the Hounds up front.
3rd and long. Dwayne Sparks has checked in at the other opposite defensive end for the Hounds. They've used him as pass rusher a lot so far this season. Eagles operating out of the gun with twin wide receivers each way. Takes the snap, fades into the pocket, under pressure, steps up looking to run with it. He'll tuck it and run
there
it.
We
He'll
go.
get leveled at the 31-yard line. This Red Hound defense is looking fast, playing hard tonight.
Yeah, good job right there. Braden Reynolds, Austin Lewis coming up making a hit in space on the quarterback for Leslie County Eagles. But you're right, we saw Dwayne Sparks come in there. They like to use him off the edge in that speed rush, and Dwayne can run with anybody. Just a real quick first step to get in the backfield again, more like Carter Sevier to put instant pressure on the Leslie County offense.
Begley on to kick it away for the Eagles. Mills back deep. It's a high snap. Begley fields it. Puts the toe to it. It's a high end-over-end kick. Not a lot of distance. Takes an Eagle bounce and rolls out of bounds at the Red Hound 48-yard line. Not a lot of distance there.
No, not much there at all. And again, Hound's going to come out of this set right here with great field position. Looks like the official's going to mark it right around the 42-yard line. So Hound's going to have a really good field position right here for the offense. And again, look for the Hounds to attack, maybe attack in different ways. Running the football, play action to give Dakota Patterson and Travion Longmire some one-on-ones.
I think this is the 4th possession of the game. We're only minute 15 left in the first quarter. Combs and company taking over on their own 42. They lead 7-0. They'll tuck up under center, I formation, Powers and Mills completing the I. Wells, Massengill, and Patterson out wide. Fullback handoff up the middle. Not a lot of running room there. He'll fight forward for a gain of 2 yards. Powers could not get a lot of running lanes there on the fullback trap.
Not much inside right there for Blake Powers. And just looking at the front for the Leslie County Eagles, playing more like a 3-4. Three guys up front, 4 backers. And, you get that look right there. Those backers need to be able to read in a hurry and get to the football. And right there, attacking the Hounds' offense really well up front.
Combs in the shotgun on 2nd and 8. Sits in the pocket to throw. Has to make some moves. He'll fire out to his checkoff. Down in the flat, that's Mills. He's up to the 45. Finally wrapped up at the 48-yard line. He'll pick up about 4 on the little dump off there. Sets up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, 3rd and 4 right there. Cam Combs kind of finding his way, got a little bit of pressure right there. Had a couple receivers downfield, maybe one-on-ones, and maybe, right there come open, but unable to find him for the Leslie County Eagle pressure. And then, like you said, Ronnie, just dumps it off right there to Seth Mills. Seth Mills does a good job in space, picks up 4 or 5 for the Hounds, creates this 3rd and, I like to say, manageable right here for the Hounds offense.
Hounds will snap it at the end of the first quarter as the horn sounds. Mills making a couple moves. He's into Leslie County territory and down to the Eagle 46-yard line. That'll conclude the first quarter after 1. Corbin leads 7-0 over Leslie County. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Years worth of tradition, loyalty, and great food. That's what you can expect from Mikasa of Corbin. Mikasa of Corbin is a proud supporter of Red Hound Athletics and has been your family's choice for authentic Mexican food for the last 23 years. Stop in before game time and try one of Mikasa's daily specials. Don't forget Mikasa has 2 large private party rooms and a spacious outdoor patio to accommodate large groups or events. Open 7 days a week, located off of North US Highway 25 East. Good luck and go Hounds! From Mikasa of Corbin.
There's an old saying that what goes around comes around. Hometown Bank believes that because when you spend money with a local business, it stays in our community and eventually comes back to you. That means more jobs and a higher quality of life. When you do business with a locally owned business, everyone benefits. So when you can, shop local and invest with hometown people. And let's all make it through this together. Feels like home. Hometown Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. Hounds completed their 3rd and long with a good carry from Seth Mills, got them operating in Eagle territory, 1st and 10 at the Leslie County 46-yard line. Combs in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers, a running back flanking him in either side. Fires the rocket screen. It's going to be hauled in by Longmire at the 40.
There he goes.
Put the Jets on at the 30, breaks a tackle, and finally tripped up at the Leslie County 20-yard line. Good for a 26-yard pitch and catch on the screen. Longmire showing his receiving prowess so far in this football season.
Really good job right there by Travion, throwing the rocket screen. Cam Combs doing a really good job. If you're going to run that play on your offense, you want to get the ball out to the receiver quick, and Cam Combs did just that right there. Travion turns it up and has a really good game.
There was a call on the field. I did not hear it. Holding going to be the call. Didn't see the flag thrown.
No, I didn't see the flag at all, but definitely going to bring this one back. So a tough break right here for the Hounds offense off a really good run right there in space by Travion. So, Hounds going to be behind the chains right here a little bit.
Got some fresh faces in at right tackle. Eli Bolton has checked in for the Hounds at that right tackle spot. That's where Goforth has been.
And that's good to see, especially as long as Goforth is fine, is no injury or anything, so that we've been reported. So good to see, the Hounds can get kind of a little bit of a rotation up front and then just keep banging a little bit, banging away. You can run the ball, you can pass the ball. So that big offensive line up front for the Hounds offense been doing a really good job this year so far.
Correction, Goforth actually now he's at right tackle. Bolton is actually over in right guard. So a lot of different players. Coach Greer talked about they've got about 8 linemen that can play, and he was going to work on a rotation up front. 1st and 11 after the holding call. Same formation, 3 wide, 2 running backs. Fakes the handoff, fires over
there
the
we
middle.
Go.
He's got him out in space at the 30. Bowls a guy over at the 20, inside the 25, right around the 23-yard line. That's Brody Wells.
There we go.
First football game of the season, and this is a kid. This coaching staff was very excited to get him on the football field, offensively, defensively. They say he can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I think so. Brody Wells, a great athlete. Good to have him in a Red Hound uniform, that's for sure. Missed him for the first 2 games, and right there you see the versatility, catching the ball in space, breaking a couple tackles. So great pitch and catch right there by Cam Combs and Brody Wells.
1st and 10 at the Leslie County 23-yard line. Combs going to hand it straight ahead to Powers. He's going to rumble forward.
There we go.
Inside the 20-yard line, right around the 17. Pick up a 6 on the first down carry, and Powers starting to develop himself as the grinding back in this Red Hound offense.
Yeah, I think so. Just that guy that's going to hit it up in there between those tackles, get those tough yards, keep those shoulder pads squared up, and just keep those feet moving. Good job right there by Blake Powers to hit it up in there again behind that big offensive line that you mentioned earlier, Ronnie. Kind of run a little bit of a rotation, so good sight to see for the Hounds.
2nd and 5. Combs in the shotgun. Straight pass. Fires, looking to find Patterson in the back of the end zone. Going to be batted down, incomplete. Safety came over top and ripped it away at the last minute.
Yeah, I think so. Running a kind of the Leslie County Eagles running kind of a zone coverage. The corner kind of sat right there and then turned Dakota Patterson over to the safety, but unable to get the ball in there before the safety got over. So good coverage right there by the Leslie County Eagles. But again, good to see Cam Combs going to Dakota Patterson, trying to get him the football. We know the athlete that Dakota Patterson is, and so you get him the football, good things will happen. That's for sure.
Brings up 3rd and 5 from the Leslie County 18-yard line. Hounds going to stay in the 4 wide receiver formation, twins to each side. Combs in the shotgun. Going to keep it himself up the middle.
There he goes.
Missing the
There he
backfield down
goes.
to the 10. At the 5, fighting forward for the pylon. He's going to be short. Pushed out of bounds at the Leslie County 3-yard line, be 1st and goal.
Really good run out there. Cam Combs just taking the direct snap in the shotgun, hitting it off that right side, making a couple cuts, and then really showing his power running ability right there. Just lowers that shoulder, fights for the end zone, comes up a little short, but really, really good run. Really good push again by that Hounds offensive line up front.
Official spot going to be the 4-yard line. Nonetheless, it is 1st and goal for Corbin. 10 minutes remaining in the half. Hounds on top 7-0, looking to add to that lead. Combs sits in the shotgun. He's got a running back either side. That's Powers and Mills. Wells, Longmire, and Patterson all out wide. Handoff straight ahead to Mills. He'll make a stutter step, and he'll punch it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, Seth Mills right there, got a nose for the end zone. You know, Cam Combs hands him the football, gets behind that big offensive line, and, 3-yard line, 2-yard line, 1-yard line, punches it right in there. And, again, the Hounds add to their lead right here at 13-0 with 10 minutes to go in this second quarter.
Touchdown number 5 for Mills on the season. He's got 2 on the ground, 2 through the air, and now 3 on the ground, actually. Simon to add the extra point for the Hounds. Combs going to hold. Snap is down. Kick is up and away. It looks good. It is. 9:47 in the first half. Hounds on top 14-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
If you're looking for a better night's sleep, Sammy's Furniture has the perfect mattress for you. Whether it's combining the support of an innerspring mattress with the comfort of memory foam with a Sealy Hybrid, or the all-night cooling of the new Tempur-Pedic Breeze, or the unparalleled design and craftsmanship of a Stearns & Foster, Sammy's Furniture is here to help you find a mattress that won't break your back or your budget. That's Sammy's Furniture and Sleep Shop, open 7 days a week. Visit our store to find your perfect mattress today.
Hello, I'm Dr. Deidre Pennington, and I invite you to discover the difference at Pennington Wellness, Chiropractic, and Massage. We offer digital x-ray with instant imaging for the most specific solution to your problem. The Atlas orthogonal technique offers a gentle and precise adjustment with no twisting of the neck or spine. Pennington Wellness offers a family-friendly atmosphere.
Trust our Grammy. We do!
9:47 left in the first half. Hounds extend their lead 14-0 over the visiting Leslie County Eagles. Baker on to kick it away for the Hounds. He'll put the toe to it. It's a long driving kick. Going to sail out of bounds at the Leslie County 15-yard line. That'll be a legal procedure going against Corbin. Should set up Leslie County with decent starting field position.
Yeah, I think so right there. Jacob Baker just getting his legs under him, so to speak. Kicking the football downfield and having one run out of bounds on him. But Hounds defense ready to go. Has been playing well tonight. Dawson Ford all over the football field. We've seen the defensive line dominate up front as well. And then, again, we mentioned earlier in the break, we've seen Brody Wells, Austin Lewis coming up in there for some run blitzes, doing a really good job. So Hounds defense firing on all cylinders right here tonight.
The procedure call will be an automatic spot at the Leslie County 35-yard line. Ball resting on the right hash. Eagles will take over 1st and 10. Zach Parker quarterbacking for the Eagles. He sets in the pistol formation. A handoff to Asher across the right side. Slips a tackle. Finally going to be knocked down right around the line of scrimmage. Might have got half a yard on the carry. Just not a lot of running room there.
Not much there again. And that front four for the Hounds. Josh Oliver coming up to make the play and finish him off. But I tell you what, Austin Lewis playing at his inside backer spot came again and put that word I like to say, instant pressure on the running back, made him cut it back inside, and then Josh Oliver up front there to close him down in a hurry. So brings up, like you said, Ronnie, 2nd and long right here for the Leslie County Eagles.
Linebacking core for Corbin been outstanding so far this season. Both Dawson Ford and Austin Lewis over 20 tackles in 2 games. Austin Lewis 21-27 for 4 on the season. We're only 3 games in. Leslie operating out of the shotgun. Flag on the play. I think that might go against the Hounds. We'll wait for the official call.
Think so. Yeah, Dwayne Sparks off the edge right there. He always good at getting that quick step, but unfortunately may have got a little bit of too quick of a step right there for the Hounds defense.
Not that quick.
That's right. and you know, Ronnie, you mentioned the backer play by the Hounds defense. You know, that's what you want to see. You want to see, you know, you talk about defense, you want to see your linebackers making plays. You want to see your front four making plays. You know, when your safeties are making plays, when your corners are making plays, you know, usually that's a sign that the offense is moving the football on you. So good to see the Hounds front four and the linebacking core making plays on the Hounds defense.
Timeout, Leslie County. We'll take a quick break as well. 8:57 left in the half. Corbin 14, Leslie County 0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Mr. Gaddy's. Pizza, games, parties. For a limited time at Mr. Gaddy's, get 2 or more items on our Choose 2 or More menu for only $5.99 each. For great food and fun, head to Mr. Gaddy's today and enjoy extra savings with our $5.99 Choose 2 or More menu. Mr. Gaddy's. Pizza, games, parties.
And they passed the ball 90 times
right.
this season.
Wow.
Second and 9 for Leslie County. Takes the snap, a lot of movement, nothing called. He'll set the throw over the middle. Going to be knocked out by contact, incomplete. Jacob Baker out there, his first game back on the football season. First time we've seen him playing defense at the varsity level. Did a good job in coverage there.
Yeah, really good job right there. And Jacob Baker coming up, making a hit right before the ball arrived, doing a good job in space. So good job right there by cornerback Jacob Baker for the Hounds. You know, you see Brody Wells at the rover, Austin Lewis in the inside backer, Dawson Four inside backer, Zane Hammock over there at the other rover. So Hounds defense tonight really playing well so far.
Coach Greer talked about the rover spot. He's going to have 3 guys playing there all night. 3rd and long, low snap. Parker digs it out of the dirt. Severe's bearing down on him. Going to throw it off in the flat to the dump-off man where he's going to be tripped up from behind. Going to lose a lot of yardage there. That was Hammock again.
I think so. We just mentioned Zane Hammock, and right there at the rover spot comes up and finishes off the play. So good job again by Zane Hammock. And again, we saw pressure by the Hounds front four. Carter Severe back there again putting pressure on the quarterback, having to get rid of it in a hurry. And then Zane Hammock, the Hounds rover, able to come up in space and make a good hit and finish off the running back for the Leslie County Eagles.
Well, so far, this Red Hound defensive front has looked unblockable. Carter Severe, Josh Oliver been making a living in that backfield. Tucker Burns is clogging up 3 holes.
That's right, just having their way up front. Exactly, just having their way up front. Playing lights out so far tonight.
Timeout on the field. Leslie County's going to take a break. We'll take one as well. 8:01 in the first half. Corbin leads 14-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
When you've been in business since 1954, you have to be doing something right. At Owens Auto Repair, they believe in honesty, service, and that hard work can still get you somewhere. Owens offers a complete line of truck and auto parts, as well as their custom-made hydraulic hoses, weather guard toolboxes, utility beds, and Sherwin-Williams auto paint. They also offer auto repair for cars, trucks, and RVs, and of course have top name brand tires. And they do towing and recovery. Owens Auto Repair, located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway.
We started practicing law here in southeastern Kentucky more than 30 years ago, and that gives us a lot of experience. There's really nothing that we're going to see that we haven't seen before. We've gone up against some of the largest companies in America over the years, and the size of the company that we're up against really doesn't matter. We have a lot of resources here. There are 7 attorneys working in this office. But more important than that, we're local people. You'll see us on the street, you'll see us at church, but we're southeastern Kentucky lawyers helping southeastern Kentucky people.
Mills has just fielded the punt at the midfield stripe. He's reverse fielded twice into Leslie County.
There he goes.
Barrels ahead at the 40, makes another miss at the 30. Finally wrestled down inside the Leslie County 25-yard line. Going to net a return about 30 yards on the punt return. So Seth Mills continuing to prove if he's got the football in his hands, it's a bad sign for your defense.
Exactly. Seth Mills making plays on the punting and special teams, making plays defensively, making plays offensively, any way you want to put it. Seth Mills, when he has the ball in his hand, is making plays for the Hounds offensively. So good job right there, Seth Mills. Good return, setting up the Hounds right here in really good field position to go in and put another 6 on the board.
Corbin going to operate 1st and 10 at the Leslie County 21-yard line. Combs has it in the shotgun, running back flanking him on either side. Takes the snap, sets the throw, got a good pocket. Scanning, steps up in the pocket, rolling to his right, still looking downfield to throw. Finally going to tuck it and run it. Barrels ahead, might have lost a yard by the time he got his shoulder square. Might have lost, I'm going to say -1 depending on the spot.
Yeah, I think so. Official going to spot it right there. But you're right. Good protection up front, but just kind of the Leslie County Eagles defense doing a good job in coverage, and Cam Combs having to tuck it and run. But I saw the wheel route come out of there and play good coverage on number 4, Brody Wells. And, Cam Combs nowhere to go, just tucks it and run. Really good, smart play right there by the sophomore quarterback.
2nd and 11. Combs has trips to his left. Going to hand off to Powers underneath. He's going to probe the middle of the defense. Finally going to come to rest at the Leslie County 16-yard line. Picks up about 4 or 5 on the carry.
Pretty good run right there by Blake Powers between the tackles. Again, cutting that first down distance in half. Brings up a 3rd and about 5, 3rd and 6 right here. Hounds offense, again, probably in 4-down territory. Want to convert right here on this 3rd down.
3rd and 5 from the Eagle 16. Combs remains in the shotgun, trips to his left. Fires the rocket screen, hauled in by Longmire. At the 15,
there he goes.
The tackle at the 10. He's going to barrel it ahead and walk into the end zone for the touchdown.
Right there you see Travion just getting, again, the ball in space. Cam Combs doing a great job to get rid of the football and get it into your playmaker's hands right there, being Travion, and then just makes a couple moves and gets to the end zone in a hurry. So really good play call right there by the Hounds offensive coordinator, Coach Elam, and, put another 6 right there on the board for the Hounds offense.
Longmire has proven to be quite the receiving threat for the Hounds this season. Normally a running back, but just showing his diversity out there at the wide receiver spot. Simon to add the extra point, comes down to hold, snap is down, kick is up and away. It looks good. It's true. 6:45 remaining in the first half. Hounds extend their lead 21-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Hello, I'm Dr. Deidre Pennington, and I invite you to discover the difference at Pennington Wellness, Chiropractic, and Massage. We offer digital x-ray with instant imaging for the most specific solution to your problem. The Atlas orthogonal technique offers a gentle and precise adjustment with no twisting of the neck or spine. Pennington Wellness has a friendly staff and relaxing spa-like atmosphere.
Trust our Grammy. What do you do?
Let me tell you a thing or two about the people who don't compromise. They love Pepsi Zero Sugar. Why? Because it's got all the flavor and zero the sugar. They're the sort of person that likes surf with their turf. And the drink with their feast? Yeah, they have a Pepsi Zero Sugar. They also love a good golden doodle. All the golden retriever goodness with just a hint of doodle. Zero sugar, done right. That's what I like.
6:45 remaining in the first half. Corbin opens up their lead. They're on top 21-0 as Baker on to kick it away. He puts a toe to it. It's a high spiraling kick. Going to be on the ground and finally fielded at the 15-yard line by Asher. He's going to retreat and get stopped where he caught it. Good coverage there from the Red Hound special teams unit.
Yeah, really good coverage right there. Asher kind of bobbling the football on the return, and you saw the speed of Dwayne Sparks, number 12, hustling down on special teams, doing a good job to close in and make a big hit right there on Asher. So, again, Hounds defense, Hounds special teams, doing a really good job to pin the Eagles back in their own territory right here.
Eagles going to take over 1st and 10. Second straight drive, they're starting with poor field position. They're at their own 14-yard line. Parker going to operate out of the pistol set, full house backfield behind him. Low snap, fakes the handoff, fires out in the flat, trying to find his fullback, but well off the mark, incomplete.
Yeah, again, good pressure right there by the Hounds front four off that left side of the defense, and then having to get rid of the ball a little too quick and unable to find his receiver kind of out in the flat, if you will. And then the Eagles got an offensive lineman, looks like, down right here on an injury.
A big 77, Brady Davidson shaking up for the Eagles on the play. They're tending to him out on the midfield stripe right now. Corbin's on top, 21-0 over Leslie County. Kind of a slow start for the Hounds. Two turnovers to start the football game, but it's been nothing but gasoline since then.
That's right. Yeah, kind of surprising right there. You know, we saw the Hounds turn the ball over pretty quick on both first two possessions of the football game. And again, we talked about that. You know, Coach Greer, looking to see if he can get different players involved, different formations on the field. A lot of tape, if you will, for other teams to look at as we move through this season. So this is the kind of football game where you can do that. And so, unfortunately for the Hounds offense, turned the ball over 2 times early. But like you said, Ronnie, have kicked it in gear since then and lead this football game right now 21-0.
Hounds defense has been especially dominant up front. Don't know that they've surrendered a first down so far.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it's the offense for the Eagles can't seem to get going running the football, of course, and or even throwing the football. A lot of pressure when they drop back to pass, and then when they try to run up the gut, the Hounds front four there to close in a hurry. So Eagles having all kinds of problems right now with the Hounds defense. That's for sure.
Davidson leaving the field to play with some assistance, walking gingerly on that left leg. Hopefully that's a minor injury. He can return to action, but hate to see anybody get hurt here in the opening parts of the football season.
Yeah, exactly. Wish that young man well, and hope for a speedy recovery. And then the Eagles coming out right here to on this second down right here for the Eagle offense.
Incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 10. Parker remains in the pistol formation. Wells walks up. They're going to blow that one dead. I think he made his way into the neutral zone before the ball was snapped. Going to negate a good defensive play.
Yeah, I think so. Right there, Brody Wells coming up on the edge off that rover spot, coming up to blitz. We've talked about the offense doing some different things, getting the football in space to different players. Well, right there, you see the Hounds defense kind of trying some different things as well. You don't see the Hounds blitz a whole lot, especially in the first couple games. And right there, Brody Wells coming off the edge, probably going to make a big hit, put instant pressure in the backfield, Leslie County offense. But unfortunately, just again, a little too quick off that edge and cost the Hounds defense 5 yards right here.
Wells, this is his first game as a Red Hound, was a Knox Central Panther from a season ago, was their leading receiver up in Barberville.
Exactly.
Good to see him at the rover position and receiver for the Hounds. Brings up 2nd and 5 after the penalty. Parker fakes the handoff. He's going to be under immediate pressure. He's going to be destroyed in the backfield. We spoke his name. We spoke him into existence.
Exactly.
Brody Wells bared down on him in a big way.
Yeah, exactly. We saw him jump off sides, cost the Hounds defense 5 right there. Makes up for it for sure, and then some with a big sack coming from that rover spot. And, again, almost a 10-yard loss right there for the Leslie County Eagles, putting, again, a lot of pressure on that offensive line for the Eagles. So, good job by the Hounds, just sending people, putting running blitzes up front, running stunts. You see the rover come, you see the Mike Backer blitz. Just a really good job by Coach Greer and the defensive staff for the Hounds so far tonight.
The sack sets up the Eagles in 3rd and 15. Flag out on the play. That's going to be a delay of game against the Eagles. Back them up half the distance to the goal. Going to have them operating right around the 5-yard line.
Yeah, again, another tough break right there for the Eagles offense. And like we said a minute ago, you run the offense back. Creates that 3rd and long. And, again, the Hounds, kind of get to earn their right to pass rush right here. Again, licking their chops, putting their hand in the dirt, pinning their ears back, going to get that quarterback. And, we talked earlier, Ronnie, that's exactly where you want to have the Leslie County Eagle offense is you want them to have to throw the football. We saw them, again, have a big running game last week. So Hounds right here got them where they want them defensively.
3rd and long. Parker digs the snap out of the dirt, just going to give a safe fullback dive straight ahead. Picks up a couple yards on the carry, just not a lot there. He's going to be woefully shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, I think so. Again, coming off the pile, looks like Austin Lewis coming up there and a host of Hounds coming up to make the play. So, you're the Leslie County offense. You just want to create some space, give your punter a little room, and you know, try to move the Hounds back a little bit. But again, we've talked about it all night. You know, the Hounds offense after the first two turnovers got rolling, and the defense has been playing lights out all night. So great job by the Hounds defense.
Begley on to kick it away for the Eagles. Mills standing on his own 35-yard line to receive. Slow snap. Ball is finally kicked. It's a high end-over-end kick. Fair catch. Signal for, and ball is on the ground. He'll fall for it. He'll get back and recover it back on his own 42-yard line. So Hounds still getting great starting field position here. They're going to open up in Leslie County territory for the third consecutive drive.
Really good job right there by Seth Mills. Mishandles the punt, but really smart right there, able to get down on that football. So, again, you know, seeing Seth Mills out there handling the football, even though he mishandled that one, able to kind of corral it in. And, you know, the Hounds set up right here in great field position, again, to hopefully put some more points on the board before the second half starts.
Combs will operate out of the shotgun, twin wideouts each side. First and 10 at the Leslie County 41. He's going to bring Mills in motion. He'll give it to Mills on the jet sweep. He's up to the 40. Chopped down at the Leslie County 39. Going to give him the 38 on the spot. So gain of 3 on the carry by Mills. Sets up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, about a 3-yard run right there, and probably the first time we've seen in the last couple of weeks, you know, more just 3 yards by Seth Mills. Usually he got the ball in his hands. You know, he's getting yardage. He's getting downfield. So, you know, first time we've seen Seth Mills tackled it right there. So good job by the Leslie County Eagle defense bringing up a 2nd and 7 right here. See how the Hounds offense responds right here.
2nd and 7. Combs remains in the shotgun. Twin wide receivers each side. He's going to bring Massengill in motion. Got a wide receiver jumped early on the play. This is going to be a false start against the Hounds.
You think so coming back right there. Looked like they were going to run motion and then get the ball to Dylan Massengill in space. But, yeah, going to move the Hounds offense back right here on the false start.
That'll negate the progress of the Mills run and then some. Going to bring 2nd and 12. On the penalty. Hounds have been relatively penalty-free. That's going to be, I think, the second penalty against Corbin on the game.
Yeah, I think so. The Hounds, not too many penalties tonight. You want to see that. And right here, second, behind the chains just a little bit, and allows Coach Elam to open up the playbook just a little bit right here.
Trips formation. Bubble screen out to Massengill. He's up to the 40. Going to be wrestled out of bounds at the Leslie County 37-yard line. Gain of about 6. On the bubble screen, sets up 3rd and long.
Yeah, good job right there. Cam Combs getting the ball in space to Dylan Massengill. Another one of the Hounds' weapons. You know, Dylan's got a lot of speed right there. You get him in one-on-ones, he can make people miss. He can get to the end zone in a hurry. So good to see Dylan right there, you know, on that little swing route right there, getting upfield in a hurry, and creates right here a 3rd and manageable, about a 3rd and 6 for the Hounds to get this first down.
3:30 remaining in the first half. Hounds leading 21-0. Combs faces 3rd and 6. He operates out of the shotgun, 3 wide on the field. Fakes the handoff. Fires the out route, trying to find Patterson in and out of his hands. Incomplete. So brings up 4th down. You might see Coach Greer and company go for it here so deep in Leslie County territory, especially the way his defense has been playing tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Your defense is, you know, like you mentioned earlier, Ryan, not even giving up almost a first down, maybe not.
I don't think so.
Exactly. So if you're not even giving up a first down, you know, why not? 4th and 6, 4th and 7, let's go for it, roll the dice, see if we can keep moving the football, take the lead. And so, again, like you said, we're seeing Coach Greer line up right here on 4th down and go for it.
Hardesty checks in at the slot for the Hounds. Combs takes the snap and sets the throw. Got a pocket. Fires deep over the middle.
There we go.
Hardesty inside the 20-yard line. Knocked down at the 15. Big pitch and catch there from Combs to Hardesty. He's got the Hounds set up 1st and 10 at the Leslie County 15-yard line.
Wow, really great job right there. And I like to say it starts up front. Offensive line giving Cam Combs plenty of protection, plenty of time. Gets to set his feet right there. Throws a strike across the middle. Boston Hardesty covered pretty good, but makes a good catch and moves the chains right here for the Hounds offense.
1st and 10 at the 15. Hounds go back to twin wide receivers each side, 4 total. Powers, the running back, joining Combs in the shotgun formation. Handoff to Powers. He's going to plow straight
there
ahead
he goes.
At the 10. Still dragging Eagles with him down to the 5-yard line. Might have been enough for a first down there.
Yeah, looking for the official spot, and maybe even moving the chains. But again, we thought right there Blake Powers hit after about 2 or 3, but keeps those feet moving, keeps those shoulders churning, and picks up the first down right there. Good hard run, hard-nosed run right there by Blake Powers, getting those tough yards in there for the Hounds offense.
Official spot going to be down at the Leslie County 3-yard line. 1st and goal. Combs going to tuck up under center. There's 4 wide receivers, but he's got 1 running back behind him. That's Powers at the fullback spot. He'll give it to Powers straight ahead. He'll stutter step and dive to the end zone. It's a touchdown. Powers finds the end zone on the fullback dive, extending that lead to 4 touchdowns for the Hounds.
Wow, big run up in there again. Blake Powers, that's the guy the Hounds offense been going to between the tackles. Cam Combs, we don't see it a whole lot by the Hounds offense, but comes under center, turns in with a quick hitter to Blake Powers, and he's got a nose for the end zone as well, and puts 6 on the board for this Hounds offense.
Simon to add the extra point for Corbin to extend this one to a 28-point lead here in the first half. Combs down to hold. High snap, put down, kick is up and away. It's good. 2:06 remaining in the first half. Corbin extends its lead 28-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Years worth of tradition, loyalty, and great food. That's what you can expect from Mikasa of Corbin. Mikasa of Corbin is a proud supporter of Red Hound Athletics and has been your family's choice for authentic Mexican food for the last 23 years. Stop in before game time and try one of Mikasa's daily specials. Don't forget Mikasa has 2 large private party rooms and a spacious outdoor patio to accommodate large groups or events. Open 7 days a week, located off of North US Highway 25 East. Good luck and go Hounds from Mikasa of Corbin.
They lead Leslie County 28-0 here at Campbell Field. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. We're on 107.3 on your radio dial. We're also on T1073.com where the game will be streaming. Click on the top right link. Click on sports, football, put in your payment information, and you're good to go. You can get the audio stream of this football game plus this audio broadcast tonight and all season long, T1073.com. Make sure you watch the game where you buy it, so don't buy it on your phone and expect to watch it on your Fire Stick or your TV or your laptop or your iPad. You have to buy or stream the broadcast on the device in which you buy it, T1073.com. Baker on to kick it away for the Red Hounds. Ball teed up at his own 40-yard line. He'll approach, put the toe to it. It's a long driving kick.
There he goes.
Angling towards the pylon. It's going to be a touchback. Big leg from Baker. Going to bring that one out, I believe, to the 25-yard line. Can't keep up with all these touchback
Yeah,
rules.
exactly. I think so. and, you know, we saw Baker on the last kick one out of bounds, and evidently just warming up his leg right there, reaching back and putting one in the end zone. So, you know, really good sign to have Jacob Baker back kicking the football for the Hounds. And you're right, Ronnie, on the 25 right here, the Eagles of Leslie County will take over. So good job and great kick by Jacob Baker.
It's up to the 20. We're off on our rules.
Oh, that's right, 20. That's right.
Which, of course, in Kentucky, in high school, if you hit the goal line, it's automatic touchback. You can't return it out. Parker operates out of the pistol, fullback dive up the middle, and he gets blasted.
There he goes. Wow.
I think that's Carter Sevier again.
Yeah, Carter Sevier, Braden Reynolds coming up making a hit too. And then, you know, again, we keep saying it all night like a broken record. Again, just the Hounds defensive line having their way up front and just teeing off on the Leslie County Eagles front, doing a really good job. And again, the Eagles look to be behind the chains right there. Looks like about a 1-yard loss. So, again, good job by that Hounds defensive line.
That's actually Bryce Barton has checked into the football game. That was him on the stop.
Oh, wow. All right, Bryce Barton in there on the game in the game for the Hounds. So good to see him in there. Again, like we said, that rotation really getting a lot of work up front.
Parker in the pistol formation, takes the snap, hands up, straight up the gut. Got a little running room up to his own 25, 26-yard line, gain of about 6 on the isolation play brings up 3rd and short.
Yeah, right there, Zane Hammett coming up to clean up the play. And 3rd and short right here, 3rd and 4 looks like for the Hounds defense. But, yeah, like we said just a play ago, good to see Bryce Barton in there. Good to see Dwayne Sparks in there. Some of those younger guys coming off the edge, making plays. And, it's good to see the Hounds get a good rotation. You get that rotation up front, you can get some rushers and, get one-on-ones. And the Hounds, just creating all kinds of pressure tonight in the Leslie County Eagle backfield.
Baker checks in at safety. Expect to see a lot of reps out of him there. 3rd and short, handoff straight up the gut. Surges forward past his own 30-yard line. That should be enough for an Eagle first down. I think that's their first down of the football game.
Yeah, I think so. Dwayne Sparks coming up to make the hit. And, you look out there, we've got, unfortunately, another Eagle, looks like offensive lineman down with an injury. So, hope, again, that young man gets up and is able to be okay. But, again, timeout right here for that injury.
To the name and number when we see it. Another offensive lineman shaking up for the Eagles. Not something you don't want to see here. To be tended to by both the Leslie County and the Corbin medical staff. 31 seconds remaining in the first half. Hounds on top, 28-0 over Leslie County. They've surrendered the first down of the game. Has the Corbin defense played very solid up front.
Yeah, defense just, doing a great job. And if it wasn't for the first 2 turnovers we saw in the first 2 possessions by the Hounds offense, you could almost chalk it up to a perfect game. We saw a couple turnovers early, but since then, Hounds are running on all cylinders offensively, running on all cylinders defensively. So really doing a good job to get things going, that's for sure. And, looking at a 28-0 lead right here with just, 30 seconds left in this second quarter. So really good night for the Hounds, that's for sure.
The 2020 Red Hound football broadcast season is brought to you by our corporate sponsors. That's Pepsi Bottling of Corbin, Sammy's Furniture, Sonic of Corbin, Owens Auto Repair, Hometown Bank, Mikasa, Pennington Wellness, Chiropractic and Massage, Tri-County Cycle Sales, Kentucky Outdoorsman, Davis Salvage, Freeman Childers and Howard, Corbin Family Dental Care, and Mr. Gaddy's of Corbin. Those are corporate sponsors bringing you tonight's broadcast. 107.3 on your radio dial, T1073.com on your web browser. Buy it on your phone, watch it on your phone, T1073.com. Top right corner, select football, payment information entered. You'll get this HD broadcast plus this audio broadcast tonight and all season long thanks to our sponsors. Eagles back on the field, 1st and 10, 31 seconds remaining. Parker takes the snap. It was premature. Ball was not blown into play yet. We'll have to reset the game clock to 31.6 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, I think so. Officials checking out the clock and probably going to reset it right there.
Just going to roll it with 30 seconds. It's actually a running clock now after the injury timeout. Parker fakes the handoff, loads up, and fires down the away sideline. Incomplete. Couldn't hook up with his receiver out in space. Trying to find Jacob Caldwell, but Quentin Botner heavy in coverage out there at his corner position.
Yeah, Quentin Botner coming up, doing a good job. Had a one-on-one right there with Caldwell, but running really well, turning, getting his body in position, and playing really tight coverage. So good job right there by Quentin Botner, the Hounds corner. And just good to see, you get 20 seconds right here. You want to be smart. You want to keep people in front of you. You want to keep the offense in front of you and not give nothing big away right here before the half.
20 seconds remain, 2nd and 10. Eagles going to go with the straight-ahead handoff. No running room there. He'll be wrestled down from behind after a gain of 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think Dwayne Sparks right there, knifing through again, putting pressure in the backfield, making a hit. Good to see Dwayne Sparks in that defensive line rotation, making plays, that's for sure. We know Carter Severe is going to be there, Braden Reynolds, Josh Oliver, Tucker Burns up front. But Dwayne Sparks really making a hit right there.
That's the end of the first half. Corbin on top, 28-0. We'll be back in 3 minutes. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107. Takes the snap. Fires, looking for the end zone, trying to find Patterson on the jump ball just over his head. Will land incomplete. Double coverage over there, but put a good location there. Nobody else could catch that football.
Yeah, really good job by Cam Combs throwing it towards the corner of the end zone. And, you see those balls, a lot of times they like to say they're 50-50 balls. Your receiver can go up, got a 50-50 chance. But when you've got a receiver, like Dakota Patterson that can go up, even in a double-team situation, if the ball's thrown in the right position, it turns into an 80-20, that's for sure.
80-20 ball, I like it. 2nd and 10, handoff straight ahead to Powers. He's going to be hit in the backfield. Still going to drag a couple Eagles with him. Might have picked up 2 or 3 on the carry.
You think so? Blake Powers again running, running in there and getting the tough yards, 2 or 3 yards up front. 3rd down right here for the Hounds offense. Again, that Hounds offensive line, you look for the right words to say, Ronnie, almost just bullying the offensive line for the Leslie County Eagles. Just really teeing off, lining up, putting their hand in the dirt, and just bullying them up a little bit and, having their way up front. So doing a really good job, the Hounds offensive line tonight.
They'll have it 3rd and 7. Combs has trips. He'll bring Patterson in motion, gives it to Patterson on the jet pass. Straight ahead at the 15, breaks a couple tackles at the 10, trying to find the pylon. He'll stumble in there for the touchdown.
Wow, great job, Dakota Patterson. We talked about that early in the broadcast, seeing different ways how Coach Elam and the offense coordinator for the Hounds would get Travion the ball in space, would get Dakota Patterson the ball in space, creating those one-on-ones. And the Hounds did just right there on the jet sweep. And Dakota using his athletic ability to run and get to the pylon and put another 6 on the board right there for the Hounds offense.
That's the easiest touchdown pass a quarterback can ever throw. That
That's
little
right.
touch when a guy's in jet motion. It counts as a pass.
Yep, that's right.
Sama on to kick it away. Snap is down, kick is up. It's through. 7:02 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Hounds extend their lead 42-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Hello, I'm Dr. Deidre Pennington, and I invite you to discover the difference at Pennington Wellness, Chiropractic, and Massage. We offer digital x-ray with instant imaging for the most specific solution to your problem. The Atlas orthogonal technique offers a gentle and precise adjustment with no twisting of the neck or spine. Pennington Wellness has a friendly staff and relaxing spa-like atmosphere.
Trust our Grammy. What do you do?
Did you know Mr. Gaddy's in Corbin is under new ownership and management? This is not the Mr. Gaddy's from way back when. The food is hot and fresh, served in a very clean family atmosphere. The lunch and dinner buffet are all you can eat so you won't have to leave hungry. Once you're done eating, just turn the kids loose in our remodeled game room and just sit back and relax and watch the kids run wild. If you've not checked out Mr. Gaddy's in Corbin, you don't know what you're missing. Mr. Gaddy's located in North Corbin across from Kroger.
7:02 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We'll have a running clock after this kickoff. Hounds lead 42-0. Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. Baker on to kick it away for the Hounds. Teed up at the 40, puts the toe to it. It's a long driving kick towards the home sideline. Going to sail out of bounds. Legal procedure will be the call. So Leslie County will take over 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line.
Good kick right there. Jacob Baker getting his leg into it, but unfortunately going out of bounds right there. We saw him, in the previous kick get a touchback. So, he's got the strength to put one in the end zone and just kind of went out of bounds right there. But, again, clock moving, 6 minutes, 30 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. So, the clock's going to run Hounds up 42-0. So this game will go really, really fast right now.
Running clock again, the mercy rule they call it. It takes effect after a 36-point lead has been acquired. It has been. We got some new faces in. Kendall Jackson checking in for the Hounds at defensive tackle. Rest of the defense looking relatively the same. Hagan Brock checking in at corner. Parker's got it in the pistol formation. Going to give straight ahead. Might have picked up 2 or 3 on the carry.
Yeah, Bryce Barton up front for the Hounds again, fighting pretty hard right there to make a play. And you're right, good to see some new Hounds in there, getting a lot of experience, getting ready to go. And like you mentioned, Hagan Brock, Bryce Barton coming up in there making some plays. So good to see some new jerseys in there, and getting some reps, getting some plays, and getting some playing time. And that just builds your football team, that's for sure.
Donovan 4, and Mikey Neal checking in at linebacker for the Hounds on 2nd and 8. High snap, handoff to the fullback across the right side. He'll bow a Hound over, rumbling and bumbling ahead up to the Leslie County 47-yard line, or 42, excuse me. Gain of about 5 on the carry.
Yeah, looked like Donovan 4, number 35, coming up making a play. Mikey Neal, number 40, in the vicinity right there. So, yeah, you got some new numbers in there on defense. Good to see Mikey Neal, the freshman, and Donovan 4 in there as well. Just making plays for the Hounds, getting really important reps, building for the future. Again, like we always say, Hounds don't rebuild, they just reload. So good to see those guys in there tonight.
Brings up 3rd and 3. Leslie County stays in the pistol. Handoff straight ahead. Across the 45, up to the 47. Gain of 5 on the carry. That'd be enough for a first down.
Kendall Jackson, number 81, in there making a hit too. So, all kinds of new guys in there, new players in there for the Hounds. Donovan 4 calling the defense right there. And, again, seeing Mikey Neal in there as well. So, Zane Hammock, number 37 in there. Number 23, again, Hagen Brock in there at that corner spot. So, just good to see, again, those Hounds, young Hounds coming in there, making plays, and just getting better every single rep they get.
1st and 10 on their own 47-yard line. Leslie County remains in the pistol with a full house backfield. Hounds show and blitz, and they'll bring it. Fullback trap up the gut, finds a seam at midfield, staggers forward into Corbin territory up to the 45-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 7 on the first down carry.
Look like number 9, Bryson Batt, coming up and make a hit right there. And, again, just keeping that clock moving, inside, getting ready to go inside 3 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. Hounds up 42-0 in this third quarter. So, that clock's moving fast. Hounds playing defense. And, you just want to keep things in front of you. No big plays. Hounds defense will close this thing out tonight.
Franklin West checks in the game for Corbin at his defensive tackle spot. 2nd and 2. Fakes the handoff. Play action. Fires as he's hit. Looking deep. Incomplete. Can't hook up with his wide receiver in space. Hagen Brock there. Good coverage from his corner position.
Really good coverage right there by Hagen Brock. Pressure up front by number 74, Franklin West, the freshman. A big freshman in there, defensive tackle. Getting off the ball really quick, putting pressure on the quarterback and forcing the little bit quicker throw than he wanted. Than the QB for Leslie County wanted to throw it, and then Hagen Brock coming in there playing really good coverage.
Clock continuing to run even on the incomplete pass. The Hounds are up 42-0, 2:30 remaining in the third quarter. Leslie County 3rd and 2 in Red Hound territory. Ball on the right hash at the Corbin 45. Parker operates out of the pistol formation. Fakes the handoff, broken play, throws it out in the flats. He gets absolutely annihilated. Zane Hammock put him in the dirt.
Mercy, I tell you, Zane Hammock come up from his rover spot. And, the quarterback kind of bobbled the football, didn't know what to do, kind of throws it a little bit. And I tell you what, the running back for Leslie County just gets leveled by Zane Hammock. I tell you, a big, big hit. And, again, good to see Zane Hammock in there just getting better, working hard at his rover spot. And it's a good sign to see when, a player like Zane Hammock could come up and make a big hit in space like he did right there.
Got the start the first 2 games of the season. Coach Greer expected him to get starters minutes, as he called it. He's going to be an integral part of this defense. 4th down, Leslie County will go for it. They'll go to the air. He's under pressure, steps up and fires over the middle of the field. Got a receiver, can't hook up with him. Over his head, incomplete. Hounds will take over on 4th down at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, really good job by the Hounds front 4 again, getting really good pressure. Joe Brown, number 54, getting good pressure on the edge. Again, another young Hound. And you mentioned Zane Hammock again, Ronnie, at a rover spot. That's what you want. You want somebody who's lean and mean and can move around and hit people. And right there, Zane Hammock answering the bell, doing a good job doing just that tonight so far.
Coach Greer talks about that's the most integral part of his defense. He asked them to rush the passer, to stop the run, to set the edge, to play out in coverage.
Exactly.
It's the more versatile spot, and he said he's blessed to have 3 kids that are all starter quality that he can play a lot of minutes, especially when Brody Wells playing offense as well.
That's right, exactly.
New quarterback checks in for Corbin. He's in the shotgun, handoff. straight ahead across the midfield stripe. Nice hole for this big red offensive wave. Gain of about 7 or 8.
Yeah, really good job up front again by the offensive line to create some space. And just to touch on that rover spot again, Ronnie, like you said, one of the most important positions on the defensive side of the football for the Hounds. So when you start to build your defense, if you're Coach Greer, you want to know who's your rover, who's going to be those rover spots, and that's just a great job by Coach Greer.
3 in the books, 1 to go. After 3 quarters, Corbin leads 42-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Our attorneys have worked for over 30 years in our community to provide quality legal services. This is our home. This is my community. These are the people that I see every day. It's very important to me that I provide the highest quality legal service that I can for them. When you have the ability to finally help somebody that you know, it's a full circle experience. Our clients know that we get the job done.
Years worth of tradition, loyalty, and great food. That's what you can expect from Mikasa of Corbin. Mikasa of Corbin is a proud supporter of Red Hound Athletics and has been your family's choice for authentic Mexican food for the last 23 years. Stop in before game time and try one of Mikasa's daily specials. Don't forget Mikasa has 2 large private party rooms and a spacious outdoor patio to accommodate large groups or events. Open 7 days a week, located off of North US Highway 25 East. Good luck and go Hounds! From Mikasa of Corbin.
Action here at Campbell Field underway. Come back to you live on the handoff. Xander Curry, he's checked in at quarterback, gives the handoff straight ahead to Cody Adams. Wrong number, wrong roster. Giving the ball straight ahead to Ethan Gregory for a Red Hound first down up the gut there.
Yeah, again, Ethan Gregory coming off that left side, and some of these younger Hounds getting in there. Great to see. And, tip your hat right there again, Ronnie. That offensive line keeps moving that Eagle defense the other way. So great job by the Hounds offensive line.
Curry in the shotgun. Bobbles the snap. He's going to look to keep it himself. Across the 45,
and there he goes.
The 40 to the 35. Hurdles a defender at the 30. Barreling ahead to the 27-yard line. Xander Curry on the broken play. Makes a lot out of a little. Picks up the Red Hound first down.
Yeah, exactly. Good job right there by Xander Curry picking up the fumble and just, getting behind again. That offensive line, that just shows you again how that offensive line has dominated the front of the Leslie County Eagles. Able to take a broken play, being the smart football player that he is. Xander Curry, just getting between the tackles, getting behind his big guys, and picking up another first down to move the chains for the Hounds.
Curry remains in the shotgun. 1st and 10 at the Leslie County 33. Mikey Neal checks in at running back. He'll get the call. Big push from the line.
There he goes.
At the 30, Mikey Neal bounces it to the right side. He's at the 10. Going to the top, the pylon.
Wow.
Walks it into the end zone. Touchdown, Corbin.
Wow, big run right there. Mikey Neal, coming off the shotgun. Handoff right there. Then bounces it to the right side. Gets to that pylon in a hurry. Uses that speed and power and puts 6 up on the board for the Hounds.
Number 40 rumbles it in from 33 yards out, and the blocking from the reserve Hound offensive line was phenomenal. That was a huge hole.
Unbelievable. Just kind of caved in the whole right side of the Leslie County defense. And I tell you, Mikey Neal, when he gets the football, he knows what to do. Hits it outside, goes north and south, and again, puts 6 on the board for the Hounds.
First touchdown of his Red Hound career at the varsity level. True freshman Baker on to kick it away. Snap is down, kick is up and away. It looks good, and it is. 9:39 remaining in the football game. Hounds on top, 49-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
If you're looking for a better night's sleep, Sammy's Furniture has the perfect mattress for you. Whether it's combining the support of an innerspring mattress with the comfort of memory foam with a Sealy Hybrid, or the all-night cooling of the new Tempur-Pedic Breeze, or the unparalleled design and craftsmanship of a Stearns & Foster, Sammy's Furniture is here to help you find a mattress that won't break your back or your budget. That's Sammy's Furniture and Sleep Shop, open 7 days a week. Visit our store to find your perfect mattress today.
Leaves are beginning to fall, days are getting shorter, and that can mean only two things. It's football time in the Bluegrass and the magical season of fall. Kentucky Outdoorsman is your southeastern Kentucky hunting and fishing headquarters, here to help you get equipped with everything you need to make your next hunting or fishing trip a success. It's national buying power with the same family-owned small-town customer service to which you've become accustomed. When preparing for your next outdoor adventure, head to Kentucky Outdoorsman and join the family. Located on U.S. Highway 25 next to Tri-County Cycle.
Extends its lead 49-0 on the 33-yard Mikey Neal touchdown run. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. Hounds opening up a big lead with the running clock here in their third consecutive home stance. Baker on to kick it away for the Hounds. He'll approach and put the toe to it. It's a high end-over-end kick. Going to drive back the Leslie County receiver to his own 15-yard line. He's up to the 20. Where he's going to be bottled up and dropped. Not a lot of running lanes out there against this Red Hound kickoff unit.
Yeah, really screaming down the field right there. Good tackle in space. 2 or 3 Hounds in on the play right there. Bryce Barton, number 48, number 22, Quentin Botner getting in on the action right there, making a good hit and finishing off the Leslie County Eagle running back. And, Ronnie, as we were talking in the break, just a freshman showing up tonight, you get thrown in there as a freshman. How will you respond? How will you make plays? And, all the Hounds freshmen, all the Hounds young guys in there answering the bell, that's for sure tonight.
Leslie County takes the field. 1st and 10 on their own 23-yard line. 7 minutes to go and running. Pistol formation. Low snap, handoff up the gut. Got some running room. He'll be leveled as soon as he crosses the 20-yard line. Don't think he gained anything on that carry. Forward progress might have gave him a yard.
Yeah, not much. Anthony Myers, number 36 in there, a new Hound in there on defense. And number 83, Joe Lester, playing the cornerback spot. So good to see him as well in there, another freshman. So, again, like we said earlier in the broadcast, the Hounds not looking to rebuild at all. Just keep reloading, keep loading that up. And Hounds, the future is bright, that's for sure. The future is now as well. So good sight to see for the Hounds, offense and defense tonight.
Joe Brown checking into the football game. Low snap, fakes the handoff, fires on the screen out in the flat, slips a tackle. Going to be wrestled down at his own 32-yard line. Might have got close to the Red Hound first down.
Yeah, looks like, again, number 36, Anthony Myers, coming up, make a hit again. And just seeing those new jerseys in there, for the Hounds. Again, just number 7, Houston Warren in there for the Hounds. Again, number 37, I think, Zane Hammock in there. Number 36, Anthony Myers, like we mentioned earlier, playing well in there for the Hounds. So good sight to see again for the Hounds defense.
Hudson Warren and Hunter Upchurch checking into the game as well. Low snap, fullback dive off the left side, careening ahead to the 35. Actually fought ahead up to his own 38-yard line. Going to pick up about 5 or 6 on the carry.
Yeah, again, 35, Donovan 4, Hudson Warren in on the tackle as well. And good sight to see, the Hounds' young defense flying around, getting people to the football, getting players to the football. You want to see that. You run off the right side, you run off the left side. Want to see 11 players to the football. And the Hounds' defense, again, these young guys in there doing just that tonight so far.
Joe West Lester checking in at corner. Adam Keith at free safety. 2nd and 6, Leslie County in the pistol, fakes the handoff, looks to throw, fires to receiver out in the flats on the screen across the 40. He's going to be chopped down at the 41-yard line. Might have picked up 2 yards on the carry.
Yeah, it looked like number 17, Evan Baker in the game, doing a good job in space. So, coming up, kind of closing in around the receiver. And, again, Hounds just flying around, making plays.
Lots of young jerseys out there. Try to get them to you as we see them.
Number 44, I think we talked about him earlier. Hunter Upchurch, number 74, Franklin West. Looks like number 54, Big Joe Brown in there again for the Hounds defense. So good sight to see. Freshmen closing out this football game. Clock continuing, like you said, Ronnie, continuing to run right here at this 49-0 game for the Hounds. 4 minutes to go in this football game in this fourth quarter.
There was a flag on the play. Didn't see any laundry, but the official call was looked like helmet-to-helmet contact.
Yeah, I think so.
1st and 10 at the Red Hound 44. Fullback dive, straight ahead, got some running room, going to be tripped up from behind. Probes ahead to the 41-yard line, gain of 3 on the fullback carry.
Yeah, Hounds brought some edge rushers right there. The Rovers walked up and blitzed, and then the Eagles ran right underneath it, but Hounds able to cut the runner down right there after a gain of 3 or 4, so brings up a second down right here for the Leslie County Eagles.
3.5 minutes to go. Corbin leading 49-0. Defensive reserves trying to preserve the shutout this defense has put up so far. Peyton Warren checks in at the defensive end spot for the Hounds, getting his first reps of the night. 2nd and 6. Low snap. Handoff on the counter. Gets up to the 40. Chased down from behind at the 36-yard line. Might have gained a yard or 2.
Yeah, not too much right there. A good job right there. Again, my number 36, Anthony Myers, coming up making a play. 23, Hagen Brock coming up in there and, assisting on that tackle. So, 3rd and 1 right here. And the young Hounds right here find themselves in a 3rd and 1. See if they can, Coach Greer and company can dial up a defense to get this stop.
Sam Farmer checking in to the football game for the Hounds. Eagles remain in their full house backfield pistol formation. Fullback dive, straight ahead. He's got the first down across the 30. Going to be wrestled down right around the 25-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down, Leslie County.
Yeah, going to move the football down the field. And again, Leslie County hitting it right up inside and picking up that first down. So again, the clock continues to move. 2 minutes in this 4th quarter. And going to be interesting to see. It's all but academic, 49-0 Hounds lead. But see if they can, like you mentioned earlier, Ronnie, preserve this shutout for the Hounds tonight.
Red Hound defense been very stingy. Giving up no more than 22 points so far, average, and surrendering 21 points against 2 very good opponents. Leslie County in the pistol. Isolation play up the gut. He's going to be leveled at the line of scrimmage.
Wow.
Big Joe Brown put a licking on him.
Yeah, good shot right there. Houston Warren coming up, Joe Brown coming up. And again, these freshmen are playing well in there. Minute 28 and counting. So, trying to preserve that shutout right here. Hounds up 49-0.
Minute 20 clock continues to run. Hounds lead 49-0. Leslie County trying to put a dent on that scoreboard. We'll break the huddle as the clock dangerously approaches inside the 1 minute mark. Parker in the pistol. Takes the snap, sets the throw. Fires looking for the end zone. Over his head and incomplete. Good coverage out there in space. Hagen Brock, he's been called upon a couple times.
Yes, he has, and done a great job so far again. And, Leslie County, the clock counting down 40 seconds to go, going to try to take their shot. And Hagen Brock, number 23 for the Hounds, at corner shuts the door, that's for sure. So you got 30 seconds, maybe one more play right here if you're the Leslie County Eagles.
Inside 25 seconds. New Hounds on the field, in and out, trying to get a lot of people a lot of reps. Dawson Coffey checks in at corner. They'll throw at him. Incomplete. A little miscommunication there. Balls go sailing out of bounds, and we're inside 10 seconds. That's the football game. Hounds improved to 2-1 on the season with a big walloping of Leslie County. They beat them 49-0 here at Campbell Field, and this was total domination, JB.
Yeah, total domination from start to finish. We saw the Hounds get off to just a little bit of a slow start with a turnover or two, but then after that, you're right, Ronnie, just turn the gas pedal down, push the gas pedal down, offensively, defensively, special teams. We saw the run game get going. We saw the passing game get going. We saw, Coach Greer get the ball to Travion Longmire like we talked about in one-on-ones, get the ball to Dakota Patterson like we talked about in one-on-ones. The Hounds firing on all cylinders. Just a complete football game for the Red Hounds tonight.
The emergence of Longmire at wide receiver tonight going to be a nice little wrinkle for this Corbin offense. He's primarily been a running back.
Exactly.
His first 3 seasons at Corbin, but tonight showing his pass-catching prowess. Of course, had the 74-yard walk-off bomb a week ago against Dixie Heights for that win. But all around, great football game for the Red Hounds.
Yes, it was. And you know, you mentioned Travion right there. You know, any way you can get him the football in space and get one-on-ones where he can go against, a defender. You get him in a one-on-one, he's always going to win with that speed and that quickness and those moves. And just good to see him have a great football game tonight.
Well, it's in the spirit of 2020. We do not know where we will be a week from now. Whitley County has teetered into what we call a red county. We were over 25% testing on COVID-19, so we do not know if we'll be playing football. We'll see on Monday. If Whitley County is below 25%, Corbin will be playing Lexington Lafayette.
Yep, exactly.
Presumably at Lafayette. If Corbin is not, or Whitley County is not below that 25% threshold, as of Monday, we will not be playing next week, and Corbin will be bumping on to district play, traveling to Barberville to take on the Panthers of Knox Central.
Yeah, I think so. And, Lafayette, played the Hounds tough last year, and traveling up there would be a tough football game again, a tough test for the Hounds. But you're right. And then, if that game doesn't transpire, then you play Knox Central, and that's you start district play. Always a tough football game. You get into that district play, knocking heads, trying to build to the playoffs. So don't, like you said, Ronnie, flip of the coin to know where we're going to be next weekend. And hopefully we'll be driving up to Lafayette to play the Lafayette Generals. But if not, maybe things will settle down, and then we'll start that district play a couple weeks from now.
One last shout out to our official corporate sponsors: Pepsi Bottling of Corbin, Sammy's Furniture, Sonic of Corbin, Owens Auto Repair, Hometown Bank, Mi Casa, Pennington Wellness Chiropractic and Massage, Tri-County Cycle Sales, Kentucky Outdoorsman, Davis Salvage, Freeman Childers and Howard, Corbin Family Dental Care, and Mr. Gaddy's of Corbin, bringing you the broadcast tonight and hopefully all season long on your radio dial. 107.3 on the radio, T1073.com for the live stream. Hopefully we see you a week from now in Lexington, as the Hounds are hoping, all, notwithstanding COVID-19 restrictions, of playing the Generals of Lexington Lafayette. Otherwise, you'll see us 2 weeks from now in Barberville taking on the Knox Central Panthers. JB, thank you for all the expert analysis tonight. Awesome. Jenny, for all the stats. Thanks for everybody back at the station. I'm Ronnie Bowling. This has been Red Hound Football on T107.